Understandably, it's the weekend, and people that couldn't maybe make it down here on the Thursday or Friday were able to come for the weekend, either from London or much further afield, to pay their respects to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And it got so busy at one point that actually some of the tube stations, including nearby Green Park, had to be temporarily shut because of the fears of crush, because of the crowds that were coming out of that station heading down Green Park and into the area around the Mall in the front of Buckingham Palace. Well, this evening the many thousands have sort of thinned out now to a few hundred who are still here laying flowers and then going into Green Park itself to lay flowers at what is a growing carpet of flowers in that park, around the fountain and around a lot of the trees in Green Park. It is quite a beautiful sight in there as people just pause to reflect and chat to each other about what Queen Elizabeth II meant to them. The other interesting part of the day for the thousands who turned out here at Buckingham Palace was their ability to see the new monarch as he went about his ceremonial and official duties. It has been non-stop for King Charles III, arriving here this morning to be greeted and to greet the Secretary-General of the Commonwealth, Baroness Scotland. After that, the 14 High Commissioners for the 14 realms that he is also head of state of, and then also a meeting with the Dean of Windsor before then heading back up to, we understand now, Clarence House, where he is with the Queen Consort Camilla, before what will be another busy and emotional day for the King. He's been down here in London carrying out his ceremonial and official duties, while other members of the family we know have been up in Scotland accompanying the Queen's body from Balmoral down to Edinburgh, where it's lying at rest tonight in the Palace of Holyrood House. And then tomorrow there will be another very solemn occasion as the coffin carrying the late monarch will be processed from the Palace of Holyrood House up the Royal Mile to St Giles Cathedral, and there behind her will be the King and also his sister and two brothers, following that coffin down to St Giles Cathedral for another ceremony of remembrance and thanks for Queen Elizabeth II. And then after that, while some members of the public will be allowed in to file past the coffin, there will be a pause for another solemn occasion where the King and other senior royals will stand vigil at the late Queen's coffin for a while before then the resumption of the public event will open, as members of the public will be able again to file past the coffin and pay their respects to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And then after that, of course, we know, Dan, the next again day, on the Tuesday evening, the coffin will be flown down to London, and the ceremony here in London relating to the events around the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II will take place throughout this week ahead, and that promises to be very emotional as well, as we get on the Wednesday the sight of the late Queen's coffin on top of a gun carriage, processed out through the gates of Buckingham Palace here, up the Mall, down Whitehall, into Westminster Hall, where her body will lie in state for 4 whole days, where hundreds of thousands of people will be able to file past that coffin before the state funeral taking place a week on Monday, the 19th of September.
Mark White, our Home Editor, live at Buckingham Palace. Thank you so much, Mark. We're here until midnight.